If you truly love video games like I do, this moment is for all of us.
Well, guess I better play the first one. Okay, I did it. Okami is the Air Bud of video games, and what I mean by that is that a dog could play this game. And what I mean by that is that this might be one of the easiest games I've ever played. In Okami, you play as Okami, and you can use your tail to paint symbols on the screen that manifest different effects. And when they let you get creative with it, it makes for some really fun gameplay moments. But most of the time, they don't let you get creative with that. You're going to be drawing a lot of lines from point A to point B, and almost every fight is a matter of how many times you have to draw a bomb before the fight is over. I don't think I ever lost more than 2 hearts, and I know I never died because the game gave me a dog skin as a reward for it. I think as a reference to Air Bud. The game is also very hand-holdy. For a good chunk of obstacles that you can run into, the game will yank control away to explain the solution before even giving you a chance to discover it yourself. When do I get to do stuff on my own? And for an action-adventure game, the world of Okami is kinda empty. A lot of the non-dungeon areas you can explore are just open spaces filled with copy-pasted points of interest that require brush techniques you might not even have access to yet. And even if you do, the only reward you receive for interacting with them are good boy points, which you can exchange for minor stat upgrades. It's a game directly inspired by the world design from 3D Zeldas, but doesn't quite have that same level of detail and satisfaction you get from exploring it. Now you're probably thinking, wow, this guy fucking hates Okami, but don't be mistaken, I actually really like it, but not for its game design. You see, most stories follow the structure of the hero's journey. You know, you got a normal guy given a call to adventure where they're offered supernatural aid, and by the end of it they come out a whole new person. Well, Okami says, fuck that. You're not this guy. You're these guys. And also, what if instead of doing one story in one game, we did like, I don't know, 3 of them. And then like 15 smaller ones inside those. And that is how Okami gets you, by introducing you to a character that you think is a one-dimensional joke, and then subverting that with a compelling short story where by the end of it, they're a fully fleshed out character, and now you're thinking, oh, that guy with an orange on his head? That's Mr. Orange. He's the godfather to my children. Don't you fucking laugh at him. And Okami manages to do this over and over again. The lazy alcoholic actually has a heart of gold. The one-dimensional love interest is really one of the most determined and bravest characters in the game. The haunted piece of paper who challenges you to death races actually has a dream to be his own man, and more than a mere servant of evil. The priestess has big boobs. But her actual role in the story is so good I can't even begin to tell you about it here because that would be major spoilers for my favorite arc in the game, and I'm not joking. And how could I forget Sleepy Bear? Come on, Sleepy Bear? You're gonna tell me you didn't like fucking Sleepy Bear? I cried the hardest when it was revealed why his wife and kids left him. The humor in this game is a weird mix of somewhere between Conker's Bad Fur Day and Bluey. One second you're doing a funny doggy dance or watching one of the brush gods do Looney Tunes level slapstick, and then the next the game is asking if you want to get hammered and talking about how big this girl's tits are. Why is the dog staring? Upon beating it for the first time, you get access to a bunch of behind-the-scenes goodies like concept art and a video showcasing the prototype version of the game, and this massive, illustrated scroll depicting the entire story of the game in the art style it was inspired by. How come more games don't do this? There's clearly a lot of passion that went into this game, and even if I lose track of it sometimes in the gameplay, it definitely shines through in the characters, music, and art. Action RPGs are notoriously difficult games to develop, but Okami's story is a lesson in how the journey is more important than the destination, and I think that's how this game has held space in so many gamers' minds for nearly 2 decades. Jeff Keighley, you misled me a little bit, but the game was still pretty good, so I'll let it slide for now. You're on thin ice, buddy.
だからあれをすごい面白いって言ってくれてる声には正直俺はちょっと胸がぐっと痛むところがあって、
もっとできたはずっていう。
もっとできたんだよな本当はなっていうね。